What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we want to make sure you guys are totally prepared for your next Disney trip. So we're gonna give you guys a checklist of all the things you have to do before going to the parks.
Yes, this is great tips to prepare, especially if you are a planner, if you're the mama or the dad that love to plan and prepare for your trip. This is the list you need.
Yes, and Disney always keeps changing stuff.
Yeah.
And we thought they were gonna go away from the reservation, but they're not. It looks like it's here to stay. So with that, the first thing you have to do is go online. We were gonna put the link down below and go check the calendar for availability of those days for your park.
So if you used to go to the Disney parks before reservations, it may seem a little confusing. Or even if this is your first time, this may seem a little confusing, but the steps are, you want to make sure that that day that you're going to plan to go, let's say it's your birthday week or Valentine's weekend or whatever holiday, that you go to the link below and you check if any of the 4 parks that you want to go to is available. And you'll see all 4 parks there listed or not.
If it's on green, that means all 4 parks are available. If it's yellow, it's gonna say Magic Kingdom's fully booked, Epcot is good, whatever. But if it's yellow, just know that one of those parks is not gonna be available for those days. Especially during Christmas time, spring break, those days get booked up. So make sure the very first thing you do before you buy any tickets is go check the calendar availability, because it would be not great that you buy tickets and then you find out that you can't even go to the park.
So before you even buy the tickets, you can start planning like, okay, this is my birthday week, May. I'm gonna check the actual reservations before I buy the ticket.
Next, after you're done with that, now you gotta make a decision. What type of park?
Which park?
No, what type of ticket? Sorry, what type of ticket do you want? So there's the single day pass, there's the multi-day pass, and there's also the park hopper pass. So if you're just going for one day, go ahead, 1 day pass. But the only way you can get discounts in park days is if you go to get the multi-day packs. So especially for military and Florida residents, for 4-day passes, they do have a discount. So check those out. And park hopper, if you don't know what park hopper is, means that you can go to more than one park in one day.
In one visit.
So, but that only goes after 1 o'clock. So you have to go to one park and wait till the afternoon, then you can go to the second park. You don't need a reservation for the second park. You just need the reservations for the first park that you're going to go.
Well, actually, I remember going on the website and I would put which park I was going to first. But this was for California.
California, that's different. No,
so it was assumed I was already going to DCA after.
But for Orlando, you have to make a reservation for the very first park. So if you go to Magic Kingdom and you have a park hopper, you can go Magic Kingdom reservation, and you don't have to make a reservation for any of the other 3 if you're trying to go to the park hopper.
And park hopper was really confusing for me until I actually experienced it. So it's not that complicated. Like he said, it's just picking which one you want to go to first. So if you already know that you want to go to Magic Kingdom's fireworks at night, then you want to pick, let's say, Epcot or a different park for the morning half of your day. You don't get kicked out of, like, let's say you did start at Epcot. You don't get kicked out at 1 o'clock. It's just the earliest you can park hop to the second park. So that's really nice to know. It's like, okay, I can stay most of the day here, or I can stay until evening and then just go for the fireworks at Magic Kingdom or whatever.
So after you've done that, make sure you get your tickets, you got whatever decision you want to make with the tickets. Now, once you're flying, if you're flying, make sure you get your transportation all squared away to the hotel. Some hotels offer a bus to the hotel, so make sure you get that, or you get Uber. If you're renting, check, because a lot of hotels in Orlando like to charge for parking per night. So some of the hotels we stayed at, we had to pay $25 a night to $30 a night in the hotel, and we still had to drive to the park and pay for parking in the park. This is true
for California hotels as well. The 3 or 4 times I went, they charged every night. So it was like every 24 hours for you to park at their hotel, which I think is so unnecessary.
Yeah.
If we can do something about that, that would be nice, because I don't
Because we still have to pay for parking in the park.
Yes, so that's something that we brought it up, not to, you know, be so sad about it, but I just want to highlight that, because if you're budgeting, you want to make sure you're taking into consideration that $25 from a trip can add up on top of your parking for your park.
And but if you are staying in a Disney resort, you don't have to pay for parking in the hotel. So just know that. And if now going back to the Disney hotels, if you're staying there, there's free transportation to the parks.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about paying for parking there. I suggest you take the monorail, the bus, the Skyliner, whatever you can get. They do open before the park, so if you want to road drop, you still can road drop and take those free transportations.
And I do want to highlight this transportation part, because it is a little bit more of like legwork where you have to plan ahead. So if you're trying to save, you know, the most convenient but not the most you know, price friendly is going to be just rent out a car, pay parking multiple times, etc., etc. But if you want to try to save where you can, what if you do you know, just drive out to one of the resorts, or as close as possible you can to one of Disney's transportations. I don't know how to do that one just yet, but I would.
You can go to Disney Springs, and from Disney Springs catch a bus to the park.
Yeah, so
and Disney Springs parking is free.
And then you save your parking for at least the park. But that's just another one.
Another thing that you guys can get, if you are planners and you plan ahead months at a time, 60 days out is when you can start making your reservations for dining, for character breakfast, for all those specialty dinings, any dinings in the hotel or in the park. 60 days before, you can start making those reservations. Also for special activities like the Droid Depot and the
lightsaber
building of the lightsaber, you can start making those reservations 60 days prior, and they do fill up.
Yes, now, and I do understand that people go, and sometimes this is a one-in-a-lifetime event. So if that's something you've been really wanting to do, please schedule it, because we got fortunate when we went to build our droid. We just went to go put our name, and they were like, oh, there's an availability. So it can happen.
But it's not for sure.
But we would rather, especially if this is a one-in-a-lifetime trip for you, plan it, schedule it ahead of time, right? I mean,
yeah, because it is a great amount. It's an amazing experience. If you can afford it, it's a great experience. Definitely, we would suggest it.
We did the lightsaber as well. So, I mean, we do have a video on that, on the droid and the lightsaber. Why don't you go and check out that video if you do want to choose which one you prefer. And
speaking of that, go and check out our videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you guys for all the support in the channel. We've been doing amazing this year. And we really love that our community is growing so much. Now, to the next one. Do groceries. As you're going down to the hotel, on your way to the hotel, grab some groceries, because Disney food can get expensive. It's great, it's amazing, but it can get a little expensive. So at least you can have breakfast, not for free because you bought the groceries, but you can have a little breakfast in the hotel.
If you're
some dinner.
If you're a person that has to have 2 breakfasts in one day, you know, you can have a little breakfast there and then over there at the actual park. But the groceries is a great opportunity to check, okay, where's my hotel? This is where you start scouting, you know, getting a circumference of where you're at.
Walmart, Target, Publix.
And you might change your hotel because there's nothing convenient for you. So, I mean, and then it's nice if you are in a big family, there could be something that you need that you guys forgot. So if you can find something nearby.
And we always want to remind people, you can bring food to the parks. Always bring food to the park. Bring snacks, bring the chips, bring sandwiches.
And don't be embarrassed. I was like,
Enrique, I brought rice and chicken before.
I was like, Enrique, are you sure? Because I don't know. I'm from California, and we've gone to Aquatica, and it's this water park. And you literally, we went in.
Can't even bring Doritos.
And my Theo would literally bring bags of chips and boxes of pizza, and we would come out in the parking lot and eat there. So the fact that you're able to, he took his whole, you know, lunch
I was on
box.
prep. So I had to bring I had chicken and rice. I had oatmeal.
Yeah.
I had all kinds of stuff.
We had our water. Yeah.
So make sure you bring stuff to the park because it can get expensive. So if you just want to snack on something.
Yeah.
And a little PB&J never hurt anybody.
Yeah, especially because you know that, I mean, it's for us too, but I can only imagine with kids, like every 2 hours or every hour, they want to eat something. And
bring a bag of Halos, little oranges, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing you want to do prior to getting to the park is check the hours. Now, there are some special events that sometimes they have after hours events that if you don't have the ticket, they do close the parks like at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, and that's your day on the park.
Yeah.
So make sure you check the hours for the park. And also, if you're staying in Disney property or one of the good neighbor hotels around the Disney property, you guys can go in early or stay in later in those parks. Those are the magic hours. So sometimes you get to go into the park an hour and a half, hour early. So check those so you can make the most out of your vacation. We done that last time we did the Disney Resort magic hours, and we were able to go to the park an hour early, and it was amazing.
And we road dropped the newest ride, Mickey's Runaway Trail. So.
Oh yeah, and it was amazing.
So definitely is worth it to get in that extra hour early.
Yeah. So another thing that you want to check is the hotel transportation to the parks. You don't necessarily need to stay in a Disney resort to get transportation. We stayed in a Holiday Inn once that they offer, it was $20, but they had a shuttle that will take you from the hotel to the park. We had a vehicle, and we're paying $20 for the parking anyway, so we'll just take our own vehicle. But some hotels do offer park transportation to those parks. You just have to sign up for it. Sometimes an extra cost. If you're staying in Disney, that transportation is for free.
Do you want to add the mini?
Oh yeah.
Here?
And also, if you're staying in Disney property, it's not Uber. It's
Lyft.
Lyft has a minivan. It's called the Mini. It's Minnie Mouse van.
Yeah.
But anywhere in Disney property, they will pick you up and take you to another place in Disney property.
So if you guys have seen, or maybe not have seen, but it's like a big SUV.
Yeah, it's like a Tahoe.
It's like mini decked out, and it's like so cute. And I swear, and I've said this in the past video, but if you're new here, I swear I've said like, oh my God, who is famous coming to the park right now? Like I was like one day like staring at the people coming out, and I mean, not that they're not special, but they were just like some average family.
We thought it, and also they have they have up to 2 car seats.
Oh yes.
So you just have to say on the Lyft app that you have 2 babies, and they'll hook up those car seats to there, and you don't have to worry about you're not as cramped in a Disney bus or on a monorail.
Yeah, and then I can only imagine like if let's just say, I'm sure there's a long list of different scenarios, but let's say you are going with older folks, you know, they need more comfortable seats, and then when they're getting off, you know, the car, you have more time and you're not so stressed about getting off the bus. And
now that one is an extra cost.
Yes.
But you're paying for the comfort, I think.
Yeah, and they drop you off right in front, like not even closer than the bus. So you're dropped off right in front, and then when you want to get picked up, you just let them know, and they're right there waiting for you.
Anywhere on Disney property, you can use that. Now, this is for the parents. So kids, if you're watching this, mute it. This is for the parents. About 15 minutes away from Disney property, there are some outlets, some Tanger outlets, that's what it's called. And there's a Disney store there. I suggest you buy all of your souvenirs for the parks there. They're going to give you a Disney bag like you're in the park. Now, they're at a discounted price there.
Super discounted.
So bring it to the parks in a Disney bag, and when your kids want something, take it out of that bag.
Bam!
Boom.
Tinkerbell magic right there.
Exactly, but you can get the souvenirs for a little bit cheaper.
Yes. And
it's still Disney. It's still actual Disney souvenirs and everything. It's just maybe from the last season or something.
Yeah.
But it is a lot cheaper, and I think it's a good. We learned that from some parents. They literally went to the thing, brought the bag, and they're like, "Hey, we buy you this today."
Yes. And I thought that was genius. I was like, "Oh my God, that's so smart," because you know, they're gonna want every little toy.
Yes.
So you just,
especially the balloon things. You know those balloon little things. They're not gonna last past the trip. So you might as well buy those.
And then like I think that she even the person we follow had like pens, like had the most random things, like notebooks.
They say the mini ears, everything they sell it over there. And now, if you've been to Disney before and you bought a popcorn bucket for the refills. You can bring those back and get refills on those buckets. You don't have to buy a bucket every time like me.
I wish I knew
I forget the bucket every time just so I can buy a new bucket.
A new bucket. No. So if you do have one, I recommend taking it because the refills I believe are $2.
$2, yes. And last but definitely not least, Florida is a forever changing weather system.
Oh yeah.
Florida has its own system.
Its own bipolar.
Don't trust it. Don't trust nothing. Florida is its own thing. So check the weather. See if it's gonna rain. See if it's gonna be a super sunny for sunblock. Always wear sunblock.
Yes.
But the Disney ponchos are a little bit expensive.
Yes.
And they're not that. We love Disney, but those ponchos are not that great and they are expensive.
Yes, they really are.
Make sure you check the weather. Bring your own ponchos. Bring your own rain jackets.
Rain jacket, an umbrella. I mean,
because I brought mine on our very first date, and guess what? It rained, and guess who didn't bring a rain jacket? So I had to give her my rain jacket.
Why would I need
and
a raincoat?
I was drenched.
Why would I need a raincoat? I'm going to Florida. No, just kidding.
No, make sure you check the weather. It's always raining in Florida, so it's always safe to have a little rain jacket.
Yeah, and the ponchos, especially if you just bought it, they're folded up so nicely. So just put it in your backpack. You won't even notice it's there. So just
and little life hack, you can, if you have babies, you can pre-order your diapers on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Send them to the hotel. All you have to do is call the hotel and tell them, hey, I have a package coming. This is my reservation, and they will keep it there for you. With strollers with the babies, make sure you check the guidelines because there are different size strollers that you can and cannot bring to the parks.
Yeah, so definitely check out, especially if you do plan to bring, like, let's say a double stroller for your children and stuff.
But that's it for the checklist before the parks. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Thank you guys for all the love and support for the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next video.